Well, as far as videos and content go, well, there hasn't been a whole lot of good stuff to put out there. Hasn't been a whole lot of racing, and the last 3 times we've raced, we can't make it out of first round, so that doesn't make for good videos. So you're gonna listen to me ramble a bit, I guess, because hell, there ain't nothing else to put on here. So, but yeah, like I said, the last 3 times we went out, you know, the last true street race we raced in, we just drove a fast car, made a good pass, just got outrun. That is what it is. And then we went to the back of the track race, and we're totally unprepared for that surface, which we weren't the only ones. That surface caught, that whole deal with how bad it was and the water burnout, that caught a lot of people off guard. So we weren't the only ones, and some of that's my fault because kind of got lazy and complacent, and I guess didn't really have a whole lot of motivation for testing the car and doing all that stuff. But we've also had a ton of rain here lately, so we haven't had time to do anything. When, you know, when you're working and stuff, you don't want to stay out all night long on a weeknight. It's hard to get help, and when you can get help and then things line up, well, guess what, it just rains out of nowhere. So, and that's what we were going to do a couple of nights ago. We were going to do some radial testing and test on the slicks, because car hasn't been on slicks in a long time. And of course, it just randomly starts raining and rains for 2 or 3 hours right before we're about to load up and head that way. So didn't get the test. So we showed up to a small tire race this weekend, and we knew we were completely outgunned on that deal, which we knew that going in. The car's not a, this thing is not a small tire car. It is a 3,400 pound street car that might make 700 horsepower if it's lucky. So we knew we were outgunned, but the last couple times we'd been to that area, the road they went to, I thought maybe we'd have a shot. But the issue was they went to really good roads, and when you're racing cars that weigh 1,000 pounds lighter, maybe even more, with probably double the horsepower, you know, there's not much you can do. Which, I mean, you guys seen it on the video. My car left and made a good pass. Honestly, I probably should have left a little bit of my delay and the nitrous, a couple tenths of a second, and tightened the front end down some more, because it did come up and it came back down real fast, bounced, it lost the tire for a second and spun, so it went about a tenth slower than it should have went on that tune. But I mean, it wouldn't have mattered against the car we ran. So he made a hell of a pass. But like I said, when you're racing guys 1,000 pounds lighter and got double the horsepower, there's nothing you can do. The car did what it's supposed to do. I cut a decent light. I mean, nothing you can do. But, you know, we used to just show up and enter the small tire stuff just to, because we'd have a puncher's chance, you know, depending on the race you go to and all that stuff. But when they go to good roads like that, there's just not much you can do. I mean, that guy could have taken off like he was taking off from a stoplight and went half throttle down through there on a gate and probably still outran me. So just a different caliber of car. But like I said, the old car did what it was supposed to do. The pass it made, even what it ran, even being about a tenth slow. I mean, I've won daily driver races running slower than that. And that would have been competitive in our true street stuff around here. So that just tells you how wild that small tire stuff has gotten. Which, that's a whole different deal. I used to dabble in that with my Fox body, and man, it's changed so much in the last 3 years. That's a whole different thing. You know, in my opinion, they need to go back to how it used to be around here, and which they did go back to 28s, which I think that helped. But those guys, they're going to have to go back to no tube chassis, stock style suspension, if they want to get their car counts back, because the average Joe just cannot compete and stuff like that. And you know, it's just not feasible for people to go and just donate money whenever they know they don't have a shot. Hell, it was, you know, 220 buy-in, and then a couple hours away from me, getting the car ready, fuel there and back, food, all that stuff. I mean, it was a $500 weekend, so I don't blame people. To me, the promoters are going to have to get together. And I know they say the cars are safer and stuff like that, and they probably are, but they're going to have to do something different if they want to get their car counts back to where they were 3, 4, 5 years ago. But anyway, it's a different deal. Like I said, this is not a small tire car. But, you know, it is what it is. but we knew what we were getting into going down there. And we gave it a shot, but like I said, I need to get out and do some testing this weekend. You know, there's a no prep not too far from here I thought about going to, but I think I'm just gonna take the weekend. It's, you know, 4th of July is coming up. I got a couple days off work. If the rain will hold off, I want to fit in some testing. I need to make this thing. I think I've still got a tenth or two on the table as far as making it as fast as it can be. I need to do some marginal surface testing in it too. That way we're more prepared for, you know, if the surface is marginal, kind of like that no prep deal. Because there's another one of those coming up for the backside of the track deal. So we want to get prepared for that. But yeah, that's really about where we're at. Like I said, the content sucked here lately because there ain't been a whole lot of racing, and guess what? I can't make it out of first round. So that's why you're hearing me ramble a little bit, just kind of where we're at. I can't complain about the car. It's running pretty good. I'd like to squeeze a little bit more out of it, but like I said, that's why we're going to have to test. We're just going to have to get out there and test and see what we can do. The bad part is I kind of think maybe at least locally, our daily driver class stuff we had going on the street, I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. Kind of seems like it died, but which is a bad deal. For the last year and a half, I thought it's been pretty cool. We finally had a car that was competitive in something, you know. But with all the drama we have locally, and honestly, our racing scene locally here is pretty damn toxic. Bunch of complaining, bunch of whining. So I really think that's just killed it. I think, I hope I'm wrong, but I kind of think it's done. But we'll see, maybe not. But even so, we're gonna, you know, street racing this thing is what we do. We're gonna get this thing working as best we can, make it as fast as we can, but I think I'm gonna have to start doing some more of this track stuff, front side or backside no prep stuff, or hell, I may even have to get into index racing. That's not really my game, but might have to do some of that. So, but I know there's a no prep I'm shooting for going to in a couple of weeks, and 660's putting on another backside of the track thing in a couple of months here, and we'll just start hitting up more stuff like that, because like I said, I don't know on the street stuff. I don't know what all's coming up, and it's just, I love to race, but it's not feasible to be dragging this thing out of town to go to small tire races anymore. You know, a few years ago, you had a puncher's chance, but now it's just gone insane with the cars, so those guys are way above and beyond what I'm able to do in this thing, so it's just not feasible to just spend the money and go travel around to do that. Now, if they throw something together here local, you know, we may go just to support it, but it's just, it's such a different world now, so. But I guess that's enough rambling. I guess if you watched this far, which I'm sure most people didn't, but that's kind of an update on where we're at, what we're going to do, what our plan is. We'll get a little bit of footage of us testing this thing, and then the next few times we're out, hopefully we can make it out of first round this time. So, but yeah, that's about all I got for now.